Let's go. What is up, YouTube? It is the Sin City Journalist, formerly known as the Raider Report, and here we are back with another show. Today, I have someone here with me. If you want to introduce you and talk about your podcast for a moment.
Love to. I would love to. I am Brooks of the Rapid Podcast, which I try to stay away from the Raiders because they fill me with anger. And so I don't talk about that football team. So we stick on the hip hop market. Yes.
So on your, we have this guy here who he advertises condoms, as you can tell with the Wrap It Up
This is true. This is true.
Anyways, so listen, I'm just gonna be real. I said in the title of the video, apparently, as everyone's gonna see today, this is a different view. We have the live on the other side of my screen, so everything's a little changed up on my screen, but we're gonna get used to it. Today, we played the Browns, and we didn't just lose. We got demolished, 24-10. Geno Smith and this offense were absolutely insufferable to watch. The defense really couldn't do much. Offensive line ended up giving up 10 sacks, but I don't blame the offensive line on all of them. I think Geno Smith is a terrible-ass quarterback, and he is just – I mean, if I've ever been so honest, he is a fucking useless ass human being to be on this team. I mean, he has done nothing right since he's gotten here. He did that stupid thing where he was on a football field with high schoolers or whatever, talking about, this is why they paid me the big bucks. Really? This is what we paid the big bucks for? You fucking trash. I mean, goddamn, dude. Listen, with how bad Geno Smith has played, it makes me miss these other quarterbacks that we have had. It makes me miss Gardner Minshew. And I'll tell you right now, it makes me miss Derek Carr. Because you know what? When I watch Derek Carr versus Geno Smith, I see a real quarterback in Derek Carr, and I see a pussy-ass, little pee-wee-looking-ass motherfucker in Geno Smith. The guy can't read an open fucking wide receiver. He can't hit a wide receiver in stride. He can't do shit right. You there? Brooks? Yo? Anyways, now, I mean, I don't genuinely know what happened, but hopefully he'll be back at some point. Yeah, Geno Smith, man, he has not been good. He had yet another really bad game. He allowed himself to get sacked 10 times. Multiple opportunities to get rid of the ball today, and did not do it. This has just been how this team's been this year, and it's not going to get better. This is how this team is this year, man. And that's the one thing that kind of sucks, man. Oh shit! 1 second here, y'all. Oh, he's back. Oh, what's up, man?
I don't know what the fuck happened there. But
I know you froze up there. Anyways, like I said, Geno Smith is fucking useless, and I'll let you go here.
Well, I was the biggest Derek Carr hater. I'll put that on the record. I've never been a Derek Carr fan. I thought Derek Carr was garbage. I thought he stunk.
But when you watch Geno, it makes you think a whole different view of DC now, doesn't it?
Get on my hands and knees, and I would.
Oh my God!
Derek Carr to throw a football for his football team.
I would rather watch Derek Carr right now throw the football coming out of retirement than watch Geno Smith throwing a football right now.
I'd rather his ankle look like Jello and have him throw the football than Geno Smith.
I would rather a one-legged grandma coming out of the grave. I'd rather watch that coming out of here throwing a football than fucking Geno Smith with 2 fucking legs. This guy is just a different breed of absolute garbage. I mean, when you talk about just garbage, I mean, damn, I think about Geno Smith. This guy can't read an open wide receiver. I mean, there's so many plays that we have watched this year, and there's an open wide receiver, butt-ass naked open, and this guy cannot hit him. It is an absolute disgrace that Pete Carroll is going to allow. I made a post on this. And I said it's disgraceful for a guy like Pete Carroll of his stature and his winning mentality for years to allow his career to fall off the face of the planet because of a guy like Geno Smith who has done nothing in his career. Nothing. And, Pete Carroll, I would.
Yeah, that 1 year. That 1 year in Seattle.
Pete Carroll, I just genuinely want to know why you are letting your career go to the shitter because of a guy like Geno. He's not your guy. If anyone's your guy, in the past, it was fucking Russell Wilson. I get it. You shipped him off because whatever, and I get it. He regressed, but fuck, I mean, I'm just going to be real. I'd rather have Russell Wilson here than fucking Geno Smith.
I'd be a lot happier if we had Russell Wilson as our quarterback. Every week, every Sunday comes around, I turn on my TV and I'm like, oh, that's right. I have to watch Geno Smith play football today.
I'm going to be real. I think for the first time in a while, I did not turn on the Raider game today. I just did not care enough. And I still got to see.
I turned on because I thought we were going to win today.
Well, I mean, my boss, of course, is a Browns. My boss, of course, is a Browns fan, so I did get to watch the game because of him at my job for a little bit. But the live action that I got to watch was not worth my time. So I did not personally turn on my TV today to watch this team. This team has given me zero reason to turn on my TV for this team. There's not a reason. I'm not going to turn my TV on to watch absolute trash every goddamn week. I mean, yeah, whatever. We suck. This is the worst team I have witnessed in my life. It's insufferable. It's unwatchable. There's no discipline. There's no accountability. There's no progression. Then there's Pete fucking Carroll at the podium sounding like a dementia patient. The guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's 75 years old. He's got dementia. And you got Chip Kelly here, who's over here fucking 8 weeks ago comparing Jordan Meredith to goddamn Jason Kelce. There's our problem. We have coaches like that in our organization.
As a UCLA fan, believe it or not, it won't take much for me to talk shit about Chip Kelly, who was good that 1 year.
This was, and then, like I talked to you about earlier, you were disgusted when I told you the value of these guys' contracts. I mean, guys, I know everyone doesn't know this, so I'll spill it out, and I'll say this, I'll just say it like this. Anybody that is out there watching, this is the most expensive staff we have put together per year basis of the coaching staff. This is the most money we have put into this organization in years, and this is the worst and most unwatchable organization in the NFL. Yes, I understand there are teams with worse records, but guess what? When it comes down to talking about the worst team in the league, you cannot take the Raiders out of it because that's how bad we are this year. And I'm going to be honest, as much as everybody has been on this hype train of a quarterback, I'm going to go in a different direction, and I talked to you about this earlier. I would trade back from 1 or 2. I would trade back and still in the top 10. I would stay in the top 10, and I would do it as far as this. If it comes down to making 2 trades on draft day, so fucking be it. Because you know what? This is not a fixable organization in 1 year. I watch down the roster. I see what the roster has. It's not a 1 year fix. It's not a 2 year fix. It's a 3 year fix at minimum. And that's if you get the right head coach. Now, if you go in and you hire the wrong head coach again, you are now looking at 5 years to 6 years of rebuilding this whole organization because you didn't listen. And I said this this offseason. I would not have extended Max Crosby. I am the biggest Max Crosby fan out there. I will come out and say he's one of my favorite players that I've ever witnessed on the Raiders because over the last 10 years, he has given his heart and soul to this organization. But I said this in the offseason. This was not going to be a winning organization in year 1 under Pete. He talked it up. I made a post on this. Pete Carroll came out and he said on the record before this team started this year, he said, oh, we're going to win a lot. We ain't winning shit this year. He said at the podium, I have it on my page. For anyone that watched John from Itza. What's up, man? I don't know who you are, but cool. But I said this in the offseason. This wasn't a winning organization. This wasn't a winning culture. And regardless of how good Max Crosby is, he disappears in games. And he can't do it by himself. We can't do it. We can't have one player doing everything. And even when Max Crosby's dominating, guess what? Max Crosby's best game of the year, it was the Bears game, without a doubt. 100%. And guess what? We still lost the game. it comes down to this. Max Crosby, you're a great talent. There's no doubt. I will never sit here and discredit what Max Crosby has done for this organization, but I'll go as far as to say this. If you can go get 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner, and you can go get a first and a second for Quinn Williams, you can go get a first and second for Max Crosby guaranteed. And I think the value of that is what you need. You need to rebuild it, and you need a guy that doesn't stick it in the past. Pete Carroll's schemes and I don't know, his mindset is still stuck in 2013. We're in 2025, Grandpa. We are not going anywhere with your mentality, your coaching. This team is going in the dumpster fire with this guy. And from what him and this regime have done, it has now created a 3-year fix. And I don't believe that 1 first-round pick is enough. I would trade back. And if you could get a first this year for Max Crosby in this offseason, guess what? I'm going to fucking do it firsthand because I want an offensive lineman. I need an offensive lineman that's at the tackle spot. I need someone outside of Colton Miller that I can trust at that tackle spot. DJ Glaze is not a tackle. That guy's a guard. And then you look at it. Why the fuck was JPJ not our starting center since week 1? That's one of my other biggest problems with this. We need to listen. If we're going into next year and we truly want to build the offensive line, I'm taking Colton Miller and I'm keeping him at left tackle. I'm going to put JPJ at center. And if we get a top 3 pick and we don't have to trade back and the quarterbacks go off the board, they can. It depends on what teams are above us. It just depends also what teams are going to trade up, because I also believe there will be teams that want to trade up for a quarterback. I do believe there are teams that are hungry enough to take a quarterback in the top 5. But I believe a quarterback, I think if we're going to be smart about this, you go back, you do whatever you can to get the most assets for the future. And I say you go draft the best right tackle available, put Spencer Fano over there at the right tackle. I would absolutely love that. And then I'm taking a quarterback in the last 5 to 6 picks in the first round. And if it's Jaden Maeva, guess what? You get a 5th-year option. And that's what I think is most important. You want a 5th-year option on these quarterbacks, because some of them, depending on how you're developing these guys, some of them don't see the field till year 2. So, you want to have that 5th-year option. And I think, like I said, if you come out here and you get a quarterback, you get a tackle in the first round, or you go best defensive player, I don't care what it is. I want someone other than a weapon. We took the last 2 years in the first round.
We drafted Garyon Conley, who I believe is the worst rated cornerback in the history of the NFL.
Well, and then you look at another guy, Jeff Okudah, coming out of college, one of the greatest. Well, listen, I believe if he went to a better organization, because at the time when he went to Detroit, they were the worst. They had one of the worst secondaries in the league and stuff. I believe if Jeff Okudah wouldn't have gone to such a failing-ass organization defensively, I think he could have worked out, because he had one of the greatest seasons of all time for a cornerback. I mean, when you think about it, he did. And this year, we are still watching this Raiders organization and Pete Carroll continue to push Darian Porter to a backup over a guy like fucking Kaiu Kelly, who has not been good at all.
God forbid we bench Geno Smith. Kenny Pickett can't be this bad.
Aiden O'Connell can't be this bad. I'm sorry. Listen, if I'm the Raiders, so all these guys keep talking about benching Geno. I'm going to be real. I would just keep Geno in there and suck dick the rest of the 6 weeks. At this point, this is my problem, guys. What is the point putting Aiden O'Connell in at this point to go and win meaningless games? Guess what you can do? You can go start. So this is what I would do. I would also, I know as crazy as it sounds, but I would not play Jaden Maeva for the first 8 weeks of the season next year, regardless. I'd start AOC over him. Let AOC start. Let Jaden Maeva. Because seriously, we've watched these quarterbacks. These quarterbacks that get thrown in right away, they don't play well. And look at Jackson Dart, man. You need a guy that's going to sit for 5 to 8 weeks. Yep. You start Aiden O'Connell. Guess what? Aiden O'Connell is going to be good enough to get you a few wins. He's going to be able to get the ball to open wide receivers, because Geno can't do that for some reason. I don't understand it.
Is Geno blind? I'm starting to wonder, maybe Geno Smith,
so I'm legally not an eye doctor, but if I can go hire a legal eye doctor to check his eyes, I'd love to see it. Because I feel like there's something in there that's just blind. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I will not understand it because Geno Smith, you have got to be. Listen, I just feel like this is how I'm gonna say. Either Geno is this terrible or he's betting on these games, and I need someone to check his email.
Now you might be onto something. Maybe Gino is betting on games, and I would love to get behind this
I mean,
conspiracy.
I'm sorry, but like this is a different breed of trash. Like I'm sorry. As much as we didn't like Minshew and these guys, I don't get it. Like Geno's a whole 3 levels lower than these guys, and it's not even close.
I think I've mentally blocked out the fact that Gardner Minshew was a starting quarterback for the Las Vegas.
Well, you know what? I'd still rather start Gardner Minshew over this guy right now. I probably would.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'd be so happy if I saw that name on the depth chart. I'd be like, oh my God, thank God we have a chance. We were.
I think
supposed
next
to-
year. I think next year you roll it out with AOC, Jada Maeva, and then you just give Cam Miller another year to be the guy just to watch and also develop and stuff. It doesn't matter at this point. Fill the third quarterback spot with not someone that's expensive. I don't want a Geno. I don't want a veteran quarterback. These guys are not worth it, and we've seen it for years. I think if you go down...
Are we 3 years with Geno?
And then if I'm just being real, if I really want to jumpstart this offense's life, I'm giving a real number one weapon the ball. I'm getting a real number one beside Brock Bowers because I do believe Brock Bowers is a great weapon. I still believe he's the number one. But if you get a guy like, I don't know, George Pickens, if he was to hit the free agency, I would fucking take him right now. Because let's be real, these guys here are not good. The weapons outside of Brock is not good enough. Brock can't even get the ball half the time because Geno's over here blind as fuck. Like, I just think, like I said, and I would also build this line through free agency. I'd go grab the best interior lineman. I'd go grab the best tackle available, and I'd let these guys compete. You need the most talent in this room. You need to go. Because here's the thing. You're in the best division in terms of defensive lines. Outside of us, these defensive lines are nasty. You need to be able to protect your quarterback, and we can't do that, but it's not just the offensive line. It's this quarterback. This quarterback cannot figure out how to get away. He can't figure out situational awareness. I don't know. He's terrible.
I also don't have confidence in him to beat Patrick Mahomes twice. I don't have confidence in him to beat Justin Herbert twice. I don't have
confidence in him to beat them once.
Right. Right.
Listen, this conference is about who is the better quarterback, who has the better overall set team, and we don't have that. And we just saw with the Colts. They didn't even have the team to beat the Chiefs now. The Chiefs are still the team to beat, regardless of how we feel. They're still going to be a gauntlet to face. Yes. And they're probably going to dog walk us again 30-0 if I had to take a guess.
I'd say 31-0. I think they get a point after. That hurts us.
You know what? If they didn't take their foot off the gas pedal, they would have beat the brakes off us 55-0 last game.
They could have beat us with fucking Chad Henne. They would have pulled him out of the morgue and had him.
Their backup quarterback could have beaten us, and it was Gardner Minshew.
Listen, I miss me some Gardner. I could use some Gardner in my life right now. I could use Jimmy Garoppolo in my life, who I think now is like.
I could use Derek fucking Carr.
All right, I'm not going to get crazy, but.
I'd take Derek Carr over those guys, and I'd take Derek Carr over Geno Smith right now by a mile. And it's sad because if we're just going to be real, as much as I saw this thing, and I can't think of it any more real than what it is. We took Derek Carr for granted. He did better than what we thought. He did better than what a lot of guys would have done with this situation. That's been proven since he left. We have been in QB purgatory. We have not improved at all once since he's left. And I think it's getting to a point, at some point you need to take a quarterback, but again, you can't reach. You can't reach on a quarterback. This is the 1 year. It's kind of like, man, we really fucked the pooch. We could have gotten CJ Stroud 2 years ago, dude.
Yeah, we could have. We didn't.
And we could could have gotten Baker Mayfield at one point. I mean, it's just how it works for the Raiders, man. The Raiders organization, the way the Raiders organization works, it doesn't bring in talent. It brings in the lesser known players, but less the talented. It doesn't know talent if it hit it in the face right now, because right now we are still one of the worst organizations ran in the league.
Our talented players either get traded, Khalil Mack, or they decide to drive down the Vegas Strip at 98 miles an hour. Henry Ruggs. So
It just, I don't know, man. We haven't, and to really just be real, we've never really progressed as an organization for Max Crosby outside of when we had John Gruden here. John Gruden finally was rebuilding this organization from top to from bottom to top, and he did it correctly. He took the long term, and you know what? I would take a John Gruden rebuild right now because I think that's what we need. I think we need to be torn down all the way. I think we need to be rebuilt from top to bottom. And I mean, that includes Mark Davis getting his ass the fuck out of Vegas. This guy is. Listen,
listen, I give him shit for having a shitty haircut. I'm not one to talk. I have whatever the fuck this is. Mark Davis has needed to go away for a very long time.
yes.
He's borderline retarded. Like, sure, you signed Darius Hayward Bay. That was fun while it lasted. Didn't give him a quarterback. Sure, you signed Carson Palmer. You didn't give him wide receivers. Sure, you signed Darren McFadden. You didn't give him a quarterback. Douchebag. We have Ashton Gentry now. And you give him Geno Smith. Why? Why Geno? Put in fucking Josh McCown at this point. Who's the UCLA kid? Josh Rosen. Put him in. It can't be worse. Can't be worse. So, Mark Davis has had the longest leash on where he should have gone away a long time ago. If I'm able to,
I mean, you look at Jerry Jones, and he finally made some real moves. We still haven't done that.
Jones is at the race marches. Like, I'm pretty sure he was at the you can't sit in the back of the bus. Sort of
He
thing.
just had the crazy, dude. He just had the craziest 4 months of his life. That guy
It's fair.
went from not extending Micah Parsons, trading him for a bunch of this value. Everyone said, "Oh, you're dumb as hell." And then he gets Kenny Clark, and then he gets Quinnen Williams, and then he gets Logan Wilson. I mean, goddamn, dude.
Hey, let the brother cook.
Oh, and then how about that? We got dog walked by the Cowboys last week.
You think? We were down like 33-0 at halftime, and it's like, well, I guess I'll go beat my dick and go to bed. I have no reason to watch this game. I can't do this anymore. This team is terrible. Like we said at the top, for some reason there's a part of me that says it feels like it's dramatic to be like, this is the worst team they've sent out. But then there's a part of me where it's like, even those like 0-10 Dennis Allen teams, they had heart. This team doesn't have that at all. When Geno Smith has the football, I'm like, well, we'll probably give it back to the other team. And then sure as shit, what does he do? Right in the arms of the defender. We lost.
I mean, today we got an interception from Charles Snowden, and then we gave it right back to them.
Yes. Like, Geno Smith.
Well, and then last week, Max Crosby forced the fumble. We got the ball, and then two plays later, Geno turns over the ball, and Max Crosby got pissed as hell.
Max Crosby is one of the ones that like deserves that trade to like Chicago. Like I do still feel bad that we sent Khalil Mack to Chicago.
You ever heard of the story how Geno Smith got his jaw broken and when he was with the Jets? It was one of his own teammates. One of his own teammates punched him in the face. So in the past, Geno Smith got punched in the face. I believe I think that's what he deserves right now. Max Crosby walked up and just punched him. Just pow!
Like a Draymond Green type.
Well, I just want Max Crosby to knock. Listen, I just want to hear this. Reporting live, Geno Smith has a concussion after the game. Apparently, Max Crosby didn't like him very much, and he will be out the rest of the year.
I could get behind that. Kenny Pickett can't be that bad. Kenny Pickett cannot.
I would rather right now. I'd rather walk in there with fucking Cam Miller. He might be young, but he's going to be hungry to go do something. I mean, Geno Smith, I feel he's at a point in his career where he feels like he doesn't have anything to prove. Guess what? Cam Miller does. And when players have something to prove, they play better. I believe if you gave Cam Miller, I'm not saying Cam Miller's a franchise guy, guys. What I'm saying is you put the quarterback in with the most bust potential where you listen, you have either, hey, he can go bust off a play like yesterday, I don't know. I know we don't really watch Auburn here, guys, but Auburn's first offensive player of the game, their quarterback, who is kind of like Cam Miller, he's a kind of a runner guy. First play of the game, runs a touchdown, 75 yards. That's the type of thing that Cam Miller, in terms of what he wants, oh my God, is that please? Well, and I feel like, I don't know. I mean, Geno Smith, I just don't think he can get through his progressions fast enough. Maybe Cam Miller could get through his progressions faster. I know Aiden O'Connell can. I know he can. Maybe Kenny Pickett. I don't know, though. I haven't really seen Kenny Pickett do anything in this team, but I don't think Kenny Pickett can be that bad compared to Geno. But again, we don't know.
Like, Kenny Pickett must be the worst quarterback in the history of like professional football, to the point where Pete Carroll's like, yeah, I'm not going to start him or put him in at any point because he's that bad. He better, like, if they put him in, he better throw an interception on his first pass, or else I'm going to be like, well, Pete Carroll, you're a moron.
It gets to a point, man. I think every Raider fan is going to feel like how I did in this video. You know, we're sitting here, we're watching the team that's not getting any better. And it's like, I'm starting to feel like I'm to a point of like, when is enough? When are we as a organization going to say, you know what, we sucked for so long, we're going to rebuild?
Something for us to root for. Like, we don't
You know
even
what?
have our options are Geno.
I would take right now,
Kenny Pickett.
if this team, if Mark Davis was to just
Die.
if Mark Davis was to sit here and say, okay, listen, we're just going to completely blow this organization up outside the guys that we just drafted, everyone else, you're out of Vegas, regardless of if you have a contract or not. Like the last two drafts, I'd keep the last two drafts. I'd get everyone out of Vegas, and I'd say, John Gruden, come in and build your vision. Because let's be real, he was 3-1 in his fourth year of his rebuild. I believe that year that he went 3-1. Remember, before he had to resign, of course, because Roger Goodell, he hates this, right? Of course.
He also referred to somebody's lips being the size of truck tires.
Hey, listen.
Type of guy back.
Listen, I don't care what he had to say 25 years ago. Remember, those were back from 2000. I don't give a damn. Listen, this is what I'm going to say. Listen, as much as anyone's probably going to agree or disagree, I don't give a damn what you thought back in 2000 if you were about to bring the Raiders back. Guess what? We don't have a culture here. Guess what? John Gruden has a culture intact when he gets here.
The Raiders pretty well.
Listen, I'm at a point where, there's not a coach. I don't believe, and listen, as much as I believe there's some guys that could actually get us back, I don't think anyone could get us, if we were to commit to a full-on rebuild, I don't think anyone's better than John Gruden. I think, what?
The 2-8 head coach of the UCLA Bruins, Tim Skipper.
Are you guys 4-6 now? Or no, wait, you guys had no wins. Remember, it was no wins, and then you beat Penn State. Then you beat, Maryland or some shit?
Mm-hmm. Hungry dogs run faster. We're 2-8, baby.
Hey, you know what? I would take Jerry Neuheisel if he was to learn from John Gruden. I would. If he could, if John Gruden could be the head coach, and Jerry Neuheisel said, listen, John Gruden, this is your offense, but I'm going to learn from you.
Your wing.
And then I would tell Jerry Neuheisel, because let's think about it. Okay. I don't know. I don't think you know, or I don't know personally. But how old is John Gruden? Isn't he 65? Or is he 60?
I don't think is he in his 60s?
Let me look it up. Okay, let's look it up here.
62 would be my guess. I don't think he's that old. 62.
Oh my God, dude! No way! You hit it on the spot. 62. So what I would tell Jerry Neuheisel, who is 36 at this point, 37, I think.
He's a child.
So I would tell him, listen, if you sit behind and we give John Gruden a 6-year deal, we just tell him we want to rebuild his vision. And then this is how you transpire his vision. You say, Jerry Neuheisel, you learn everything you can for the next 6 years from John Gruden. And then John Gruden, you might want to retire in 6 years. You might say, fuck it, I don't want to coach after 6 years. You know how you keep his vision? You keep his OC around and you say, listen, OC can take over as the head coach when you want to retire.
Yep.
I just tell Jerry, part of the contract that you signed, bud, is you can't leave because you're taking over for John Gruden.
Does he do that though? Because I think he
I
will
don't know.
get a head coaching job elsewhere. Like whether
I do, but I think if you were to tell Jerry, like, listen, I don't know Jerry personally. I don't know
Like,
anything about him. But listen, I'm gonna tell you, listen, let's be real. If you have an actual quarterback, and Jerry knows that, and every one of these guys know that, because I mean, you're not going to have Geno Smith even next year. We all know that. Geno has a zero. Listen, the only way Geno Smith is coming back is if we were to somehow keep Pete Carroll. But I don't want Pete Carroll. I want Pete Carroll gone.
What?
So, I mean, I don't know. I get it. I just think, if I'm being real, I think, where is Jerry Neuheisel going to get a better shot than the coach who got a duo of Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers?
Michigan.
What?
If that Michigan job opens up, I think he is a candidate for it. The Penn State job.
I don't think any of those. I don't think any of those. I think the problem with Michigan is Underwood is terrible. And if I'm Jerry Neuheisel, I'm not putting my job on the line for a guy like Bryce Underwood, who, I don't know if you know this, but he's played in 9 games. He has 7 passing touchdowns. 7. That's terrible.
I was a huge fan of him until this season started. And I was like, well, there goes that. It's like, again, once again,
I was not a fan of him when he came in, before he had ever taken a real snap of college football. When he said he said this. He said that you've never seen a freshman like me. No. We've seen many freshmen like you. We've seen better than you. I don't hate Bryce Underwood. I hate how his confidence is compared to his actual gameplay. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen one of those posts that, like, they'll have a bar graph all the way 100%. They'll say hype, and then there'll be a graph where you're like all the way at the bottom. It says actual talent. That's Bryce Underwood right there. This guy has so much hype, and he's not that good. If I'm Jerry, and I want to actually have an NFL job, what other NFL team is going to offer him a job to learn from a guy like Jon Gruden? Jon Gruden is a really smart offensive guru. He is, to me, he's the best Raiders coach we've had in the past 20 years. And I tell you right now, if he was still here under his vision, if he would have kept building his vision, we'd probably be a winning team right now.
Oh, definitely.
And that's what I hate. That's my only problem, is I hate the fact that we can sit here without even a discussion, we can sit here and say that under Jon Gruden's vision, we would have been a winning team in year 4 or 5. His vision, yes, it was long term, but let's be real. He had something. He had an offense. Also, every single year, his offense never reached this level. This level of offense is kind of like generational, but not in a good way.
Oh, interesting.
It's a generationally bad offense. This offense has no life to it. We've watched this offense. And everyone's gonna sit here and be like, oh, they lost 24-10. Nah, we were down 24-3 with 3 minutes. Just because we scored a touchdown with 2.5 minutes left. Guess what? Just because we scored a touchdown with 2.5 minutes left, don't mean I give a damn.
I could have thrown that touchdown, and it still would have been caught. Like, the Browns at that point had given up. They were like, "All right, man. Like, oh, you need that touchdown."
We sacked your ass. All right, man. We sacked your ass 10 times. Shut up.
We lit you up 10 times tonight. Like, this time we won't light you up. We'll let you get a walk-in touchdown. Oh, what's the score? 24-10. That's okay. We'll just run out the clock. This might.
And also the guy that this organization, even Tom Brady himself, didn't want, Shedeur Sanders, outplayed fucking Geno Smith.
The problem is now at this point, you're not fixing this team. Like, we do need to focus on next year.
Listen, I've already stated this. I want a young offensive coach to take over. I want him to be given. I want him to be told. I want any coach that is accepting this job. The only terms that you are agreeing to when you come in is, this is John Spytek. John Spytek is building this team. It's not Pete Carroll. It's not a head coach. We got to stop doing that, because I'm going to be real. As much as some people have been dogging on John Spytek, there was a report that stated that if Pete Carroll was to be fired, John Spytek would stick around. And I agree. I stated this. This is not John Spytek's vision. If we're just being real, John Spytek's vision comes from the Bucs, and the Bucs' vision over the last 8 years has, we start with the offensive line, and that's what they did. They have Tristan Wirfs. They have, I can't think of the right tackle's name, but he's really good as well. they've had a solid line. And even when Alex Capel was there, he was a quality lineman for them. We have a terrible Alex Capel. But my point is, the vision of John Spytek and the vision of his history of being in the Bucs organization has been, we're going to start with the offensive line. And we didn't really do that. It's not like we have a terrible offensive line in terms of, we do have pieces. And I would love to see the rest of this year, Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant, to see what do they have. If Charles Grant can play your right tackle spot, then you're now down a position of need. I would love to see Charles Grant go to the right tackle. I want to see Caleb Rogers go to the right guard. I want Alex Capel sent to the dungeon. I don't give a damn. Send him to the dungeon. I don't care. Don't let him see another snap. Don't let him see the daylight of the day for this team, because I don't want to see this guy on the field ever again.
I'm over that experiment.
And I'll say this. If you could walk into next year, so the other way you could go about it, you could also push DJ Glaze inside, compete at the guard spot, push JPJ into the center spot. Jordan Meredith, you can compete for a spot, but I'm not going to guarantee him a spot anymore. I want him to compete at the guard spot, not the center spot, the guard. He is a quality guard, not a good center. And I think that if you pushed him and said, listen, buddy, or if you came in, you said, listen, his contract also isn't much. So this is what you're telling him. Hey, you're in your final contract. We can cut you for nothing, or you can go win this guard spot. That's what you can do. Because he's going to have to go. And I would also draft another guard, and I'd say, listen, you're going to be competing for a spot. You have no guarantee to be here. We will not keep you if you don't win this spot, because I'm not looking for you to be a backup anymore. You transpired to a starter. If you lose your starting spot, I can go bench you for someone cheaper to be our backup. That's fine.
Exactly.
And I think I would take, if I'm the Raiders, in that second round, Penn State offensive guard. He plays left and right guard. Whatever the hell his name is. It's a long ass Hawaiian name. But he's a quality guard. I think if you draft the best guard available in the second or third round, because you do still want to keep building this line. You don't have a quality set line. You have to continue to build it.
And that's where it starts.
And
it always comes down to that meme. I think the Bengals always post, or the Bengals fans always post it, where it's the one where it's like an offensive lineman, a wide receiver, and the quarterback, and it goes Joe Burrow, Penny Sewell, anybody else.
Penei Sewell. Dude, if we could have gotten a guy like Penei Sewell on this offensive line, man.
It would be nice.
I think
Miller should have worked, but
Colt Miller is a great offensive lineman. He didn't allow a sack all year, so I'm not going to shit on him. He had one of his best statistical years until he came down with whatever the leg injury was. Again, I can't remember, but he is out for the year. But I think if you have a healthy Colt Miller and he's playing like he was last year, where every snap he did not allow a pressure this year, I think if you have a guy like that, your left tackle, and you can get a real, if Charles Grant's not your right tackle and you get a guy like Spencer Fano, guess what? I'm trusting Spencer Fano too to go fucking block for our tackle. These are guys that can play at the top of their game, and I think you need to do what's best for this team. And I'm not gonna say like Aiden O'Connell should be our guaranteed starter or nothing, but I'd be almost more willing to watch him go a full year. Like, don't take him out, let him play the full year, see how he does. And you maybe just have a rookie quarterback. You have a rookie quarterback sit for a year and develop, because we've seen quarterbacks like JJ McCarthy is absolutely terrible, and he's played since day one, damn near.
Yeah, and the Colts have given up on Anthony Richardson. I've hated that idea. I've seen that one floated out.
I've seen so many fucking things that are like, oh, the Raiders should go get him. I'm cool on that.
Unless they're taking like a 7th round pick and that's it. Sure.
Well, you're going to take a 7th and you're going to give us a 3rd back.
Correct. Like, I'm not taking on the Anthony Richardson experiment.
Well, also he's on a big contract. It's like $12 million moving forward.
Yikes. I don't know.
Because he got picked in the top 5. Remember, he got picked in the top 5. And they pay big money for quarterbacks.
No,
it sucks.
Right.
That's why I've already stated, like, I'm not touching Anthony Richardson with a 500-foot pole. This guy is terrible. I would rather watch AOC start 17 games than Anthony Richardson.
Like, at least then, maybe we either go 3-14, we get a high pick, and maybe there's some better college quarterback next year, or we somehow make the playoffs and then AOC leads us.
Well, I mean, what's the worst case? What's the worst case? AOC sucks for a year, and you actually drafted a guy like. If you ended up drafting Jada Maeva later, I mean, you still have a guy that can come in next year. I just don't want to see I don't want to see a rookie quarterback start for us week 1. I just don't want to see that.
No, there's no need. The team's
I think if you start, I think if you start AOC for 1 year, develop Jada Maeva as the backup, let him grow as the starter. You keep the same system in place with John Gruden. John Gruden could get the best out of Jada Maeva.
No, you're right. You're 1,000% correct.
I just, we're watching this offense, and like I said, it's an insufferable, it's an unwatchable offense. It does not give you any hope and joy that this offense will do anything, because even with talents like Brock Bowers and Ashton Jency, they're not doing anything because the talent around them is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I would also be 100% up for continuous. I think the development of Jack Besh and Dante Thornton are huge. I think if you're able to get another guy that's like, maybe, I mean, even a guy like Carnell Tate to go and spread out the field, he's so dynamic. So his ability to go catch a deep ball is almost next to none. This guy, if you were to draft that guy as well, I would not be against him. He's one of the best talents in the country. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of right ways to go, and even a trade down is not bad. I think you need the most assets you can get. There's a lot of ways to go about it.
It's a team that needs help. It's a team that needs a lot of help.
We're not a year away. I mean, we're just not.
Nope. But it's felt like that has been the case since like 2000.
I thought we were a year away 2 years ago, and if we would have gotten CJ Stroud, then I feel I would have been a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have hated that either.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to hate a guy like CJ Stroud if he was to go to a line with a guy like Colton Miller as his left tackle. I mean, he hasn't really had anything as a line over there in Houston. They dismantled his offensive line this past year. And now he's injured. He's got a concussion because they can't protect him.
Right.
And I think it's different for us. I think that offensively, we're in a better place for a guy like CJ Stroud. I don't think the Texans are in a good place offensively. And I've spoken on this too. I don't know if defensive head coaches are ever that great because they never seem to build the offense. You look at the Texans, their strength of their team is the defense, and it's not even close.
True. No, that's true.
I mean, you have Davis fucking... Oh. What the fuck? What just happened? Anyways. I don't know. There's a lot of things that we haven't done in terms of building. Haven't had much success. And we've continuously watched failing-ass organization. I think he'll be back. I don't know what that was. Okay. Anyways. Excuse me. I mean, this team just continuously gets worse. We got 6 more games at 2-9, and we're in prime position for a top pick. And it's just, we're sitting here and we don't really know, man. We're more than a year away. It's not even close. This was an embarrassing game. Shit. Oh, fuck. I can't see shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Let me see something. It is. Shit. Oh, shit.